Yes, the excitement is real. Look at which party is in Copper Joe, boy. Look at nice kitchen. Oh, food. Hey, all you hear me? I'm taking over today. Listen, I understand the full assignment. I realize this is a bashment. And the people come out to party. What? Hey, just give me the energy. Cause it's 2 years now we're waiting and anticipating to come inside this kitchen and jump up in it. The world was on vacation and I was in a lockdown, but right now I to come back to jump up in it. Hey, what? Hey, y'all, I want make contact, but that bumper was in trouble and I might end up damaging it. Hey, y'all, I want make contact, but that bumper was in trouble and I might end up. Joe, we tell him, cause right now we free again. What you know? We can play mass again. Right now we free. Yes, live.
We free again, you know? A little bit. A little bit. Jaiga is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carnival Tabanca. A taste of carnival. Here's what's coming up on the show. We're coming back. The Carnival Tabanca, for those who know.
No, it's real.
It is real.
It's
Hey, with all that kind of emotional thing coming
with it. I remember I'm author now too.
Yeah, which we will talk about.
Yeah.
Les copains.
Yo. Come take a little jam on the inside. Eh? We got vibe. We got. I find this kind of bougie, eh?
Yeah. It's a little bougie.
Nah, this little
It's a little bougie.
Yeah. This little me feel again. This on the side of the road.
Alright, so it's time to get the show started. Carnival Tabanca on Copper Joe is now in full effect. And I've wanted to have this brother back for a while, and you saw him on the top, full of energy, full of vibes. He's had so much evolution. Sometimes I just had to remember his name is Jaiga. Tyrone Calendar. Real name. Real name.
Yeah,
when somebody call it Tyrone,
you know foundation.
You know that person.
Or your mother.
Yeah, when we say Tyrone.
When I say to foundation or your mother?
So mommy don't call it Jaiga?
No. TC, because TC was the home name. So
right.
that's where the TC came from, because that's just the initials. But she not too heavy any Jaiga. Nah, she not at all. My father though, he passed in 2020, but yeah, he's the Jaiga man.
So he would have called it Jaiga?
Of course.
So he went with your
yeah, he's the Jaiga man. But before we go further, I just want to say that, sometimes you have to give the flowers when you're in the moment. People aspire to go to Jimmy Fallon, they aspire to go to Jimmy Kimmel. But Copper Joe is the same kind of energy. So I just want to let people know that for me, and for those of you who grew up in my time, and there were a couple of shows that we grew up looking at, like we used to watch Dateline. There were things that people wanted to be on. So as any young entertainer or anybody in entertainment in the public domain, I think that this is the kind of perfect space, and I want to congratulate you on where you bring the show. Because I remember Copper Joe when it was in the early stage. I did the first, when I talk about it, when it was an idea.
Yeah.
I've never been back since.
You were in the first year,
first time when it was just an idea. Yeah. Exactly. So 9 years ago, I was on Copper Joe when it was just an idea. Them times I was doing TV heavy as well. To see the evolution of this. 9 years later, the fact that I love to look back and watch like all the young stars, the Irfans, the this ones, the Michael Tejers, and everybody getting the opportunity. So this is something they could aspire to get on, and this is the kind of things we need for people to say, yo, one day I want to be there. Because I remember growing up and wanted to do Dateline, I never got the opportunity. And then I ended up on television and I was my own Dateline. You understand what I'm saying?
I appreciate the kind words.
So at the end of the day, you must give respect where respect is due, man. So
hey, with all that kind of emotional thing coming with
it. I remember I'm an author now too.
Yeah, which we will talk about. Respect. So guys, Jaiga is here, but not only Jaiga is here, I said we going through, what we do on this show, and we like to start things off in proper Carnival Tabanca mode with a drink. And we start to drink away this little period, this pressure.
Some sips.
So we must have some sips. So when I need sips, I call Tyrone.
Joe, how things, brother? Good?
So this cocktail Tabanca section is brought to you because the folks at Absolute. So we're doing absolutely beautiful cocktails on Copper Joe, and Tyrone is the man starting things off. Tyrone, what do you say?
Jaiga, welcome to the show, brother. Welcome back, I should say.
Yeah.
Good to see you. So in essence of the carnival, whatever that we do have for the carnival, we know how it is. Right?
Don't impress people though.
Of course. But I'm gonna actually do a cocktail called Free Again.
Yeah,
and it's
man.
actually gonna have the
Lift the spirit.
characteristics and all the flavors of Trinidad and Tobago.
Nice.
So I'm gonna be using Absolute, and this is actually the limited edition bottle that we have for the carnival season. Every year they do something for the carnival.
Please,
And
Nice.
yeah, have a look.
Nice.
sexy bottle.
Yeah,
Fancy,
Sexy bottle.
Yeah, fancy.
and a lively, you know, get the ripples on it. I love it.
Nice.
So I'm gonna be using Absolute. It's a swizzle type of cocktail, meaning we actually swizzle it. That's the technique, you know, in mixology. And guava, coconut, and some banana. Yeah.
Yes.
You get some nice flavors, but the Absolute is very versatile in this cocktail where, you know, when you go to some of the parties and you're sipping and you're like, this tasting real good, but it tastes like juice. You wonder if it have alcohol in it. That's the quality of the Absolute. It's just there,
Smooth.
it's neutral, it's smooth, it's
Nice.
crisp, right? So let's go. So first actually, I'm gonna use fresh guava into this cocktail.
Will you get guava now? Guava in season?
I have a tree in the yard, actually, to be
Wow.
honest. Yeah, so I'm using 2 pieces each per cocktail, right into the glass. And behind that, I'm using some coconut cream. So guava with the coconut behind it.
Real Caribbean flavors.
Coconut cream is a nice flavor, and you could actually make it on your own. You just take some coconut milk and you reduce it.
Ty actually has his own show now where he's creating and showing people how to do all these cocktails.
Oh, wow.
It's on Copper Joe Prime now. We launched that show for Christmas
Nice.
called Bar Buddies. So him and some of his buddies
Oh,
create
that's
some
right.
fantastic cocktails.
That's right.
So yeah, your own show now.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
I'd
It's only right,
I'd book him to come on Copper Joe now.
We're trying to promote the thing, right? Just like how you're pushing the soca and the art form.
Yeah, trying
You
to
know,
promote
yeah,
mixology.
mixology is
Yeah, man.
art, and you know, we're pushing the art form. So this actually is banana in some brandy. So we're going in with the Absolute. This is the fun part and favorite part.
How long will it take you to learn to pour like that?
Yeah.
Without spilling? I don't know. Because if I try to do that now, all it's hard to get clot in it.
A few. Yeah.
All now see me going, cut and wiping everything.
Cut and next drink we gotta make it.
Start off. You know, I don't know if they ask that on your show. But I just want to know how you just get it tilt now.
We real, but we can't do that.
It has different pours, you know. So this is one of the pours I'm accustomed to.
Right.
For the backhand pour, you take it and you pour it like that. You know. But you train, whatever you like works for you.
When I buy a bottle of Absolute, I do all the way, so I just pour like this.
I know I put it.
Yeah, you pour it.
Normally we know to put the glass and put the head in the glass. You want them follow. You see that video there? That's I'm messing it.
So we actually put the Absolute in the drink, right? So what I'm gonna do now is model everything,
Right.
and we're gonna combine all those flavors together, right? Just before I put the ice and we swizzle it, this is the way of combining all the flavor. What
So you call
we're
that
gonna happen
modeling.
here?
That's the correct too.
Yeah. So no, actually we're modeling the guava. So the juices and
Right.
the flavors of the guava would incorporate with the
Oh, you
Absolute
never
will pull
told
out
to
that.
learn?
Yeah.
But I will see where they go and mash up everything and you
Yeah.
see that's it.
Modeling.
Yeah.
So after we model, I'm gonna actually add the ice now.
Can't use just normal ice cube here.
If we're using like a swizzle,
Right.
in terms of, as I say, the technique, you want to have the swizzle stick go through the cocktail and mix all the ingredients, and you want to have it dilute.
So the idea is simple cocktail that you can try and make at home, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We home.
You have another house line.
Yes, you can do it at home for sure.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm actually gonna take my swizzle stick and swizzle. Gonna add some bitters to this, and this is like a citrus bitters. Just add 2 dashes each. And we go back up again with the ice. Just to cap off the drink. So what I want to do is create a nice little crown to the top of the drink. And we're gonna garnish this cocktail with some nice fresh slices of guava. Just put one here, one here.
Give me a pink now. Real men drink with pink.
Real men drink pink, right?
Real men drink with pink.
I like how you go with
Real
pink.
men drink with pink. I ain't free to drink with the pink.
It's Carnival, right,
Right.
Joe?
Ooh, you give up.
This is
But the
for
pink
you.
and the blue, the pink and the blue.
It look good, it look good,
It have a
right?
vibe.
And we're going with the green here. So this is for you, brother. We call this one.
Carnival color.
Yeah, we call this one free
This
again.
is actually, and I don't know if you knew that, but this is the cover of the album cover.
Oh,
That's
really?
the album color.
The single cover is yellow.
You get through them.
So you're doing
You
your
get
homework.
through them. You get
Cheers.
through them. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
The freeness again, you know.
Freeness
The
again.
freeness again.
Night of our vibes, boy.
The
That's
guava comes through so nicely.
Tyrone, I don't want you to make no drinks of my significant other.
Times for the Carnival Fete, they used to say your girlfriend's favorite bartender, and I say like, nah, brother, don't.
You don't want
don't
to.
get- I don't want
You don't want
that.
to.
That's trouble. That's trouble.
We want to thank the folks at Absolute for making this one possible. Carnival cocktails, Tabanca cocktails. Yeah, because taste the carnival thing, right? So Carnival Tabanca cocktails in effect. But whole time we're drinking with Absolute on Cup of Joe. This Carnival Tabanca. Jaiga, we coming back, you know.
Yeah, man. for
Sip
real.
up, sip up.
Real good boy.
Carnival Tabanca Cocktails is brought to you by Absolute. It's in our spirit.
Hey, Olia! Hear me? Long time. It's a long time we don't fret. Come take a little jam on the inside, eh? We got fight, we got enough energy and girls on the inside, eh? Boy, yo, 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 yo. Come take a little jam on the inside, eh? We got fight, we got enough energy and girls on the inside, eh? Boy, yo, hear this. Ah, yeah, Copper Joe nice. Hey, the old party got fire, yes. When the crew link up, it's mass in a bundle, yeah. It's we who bring the vibe. Come take a look at jam on the inside, eh? We got vibes, we got enough energy and girls on the inside, eh? Boy, yo, 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 yo. Come take a little jam on the inside, eh? We got vibes, we got enough energy and girls on the inside, eh? Boy, yo. That's all I vibe and chill, all I vibe and chill, yeah. Yo, yo, yo.
Great is the damn art form.
Great is the art form and it will always be
Great
good,
is
man.
the art form.
Yes, sir.
That phrase emanated. I mean, every time I say the phrase, every time I hear you say the phrase, my pause raise a little bit. Every time I listen to the radio and I hear you say that phrase, my pause raise. Where that phrase emanated from?
Let me know lie. From Patrick.
No. So Uncle Patrick, you take that wrong?
Let's not lie to the people.
Great is the.
Yeah. There's no political nothing because I never went on any political platforms on behalf of him or the party or none of that. The phrase was so infectious at the time and I was so passionate about the art form, so I just started to say great. When he said great is, I started to say great is the art form in the same energy with the same vibe and the same vigor, and it stuck. So when I say great is the art form, I say it with passion, I say it with love, and I tell myself every morning I wake up, you know, I'm great, I'm happy to be here, I'm amazing.
I'm so glad you're here, that you could just share some vibes,
Yeah, man.
share some of your intellect, because I know you've been digging deep, which
Yeah,
we will
man.
talk about in a bit. What we're doing is a little bit of carnival food,
Yeah.
finger foods. So that's what I kind of want to do on the show this season. One of the first things I think when you hit the road, you go in the savannah, a corn soup is something that very much us.
Yeah.
So this is my version of a corn soup, guys. I am doing a creamy corn soup. I am starting with oil and a little bit of butter that I just want to get melted here. And it's a real simple recipe. I kind of like to make sure my recipes simple that you could just try at home. Get the recipes on copperjoecaribbean.com. All our recipes right there. Oil and butter, Jaiga, and I'm starting with some onions. Onions, very important. Onions in oil and butter. I'm working on the fragrance. It could be a male fragrance.
Right.
You just spray it to the back of your neck and you hit the road. I see. You're smelling now.
Oil and butter by who? By who?
Le copageau. You know how to put onions in oil and let it saute and put some garlic, and people say, good.
Come on, vibe. I will shadow Benny sell too.
I will shadow Benny.
Shadow Benny sell too.
So this is where we start. About a middle minute, just to let the onions kind of consume a little bit. And I'm adding pumpkin. So I have pumpkin and I have some pimentos.
Right.
Everything kind of going is a kind of one pot. You know, you build a soup. So I have pumpkins and I have some pimentos, and you allow it, all the vegetables to get to know each other. I have garlic. I leave my garlic for last because I don't want burnt garlic. The worst thing, anytime you're doing any type of pot, sauteing anything, put your garlic in last because you don't want your garlic to go in and burn. Garlic kind of gives it that little aromatic kind of vibe that you want to put in last. So,
and then the flavor might be permanent. A little too much.
A little too much.
Yeah.
Right? A little minute or so to do its thing. We're making corn soup.
Masa corn.
Masa corn. And this is out of the can. So this is no mass. This is just out of the can of corn. You drain your water, a couple cans of corn, and you have corn that you just add straight in there. The amount of corn flavor in this bad boy, you wouldn't believe. And I want to mix that in with everything. Yeah. And I season it up. I have some Trini green seasoning. I have a little Worcestershire sauce.
Right.
I have some chopped shadow Benny put in there. And I just want to season salt, pepper, and you mix that together. You mix that in. Okay, so the corn, me the pumpkin, and kind of...
Pumpkin, me the shadow Benny, me the onion.
Yeah.
The onion, top into the garlic.
And then, so I have out of the can some vegetable stock.
Right.
You can do chicken stock, you can do any type of stock you want. The stock important. It kind of gives a nice little depth of flavor to the soup, and you really just pour that in. And some water. Guys, if you're looking for the recipe, CopperJoeCaribbean.com. Even Tyrone's drink, you can find that recipe there as well. You could go and make Tyrone's absolute free again cocktail on the show. I leave this for about 15 to 20 minutes. Allow it to do its thing. After 15 to 20 minutes, this is what I do to bring this soup together. Very simple, very easy. Allow corn mixture to cool. Transfer the mixture to a blender in batches. Process until smooth. Place back in the pot and return to the stove over a low heat. Then add some cream and stir well. Taste and adjust seasonings only if necessary. So that's right. And you get this lovely looking soup. One of the things that you can do, not everybody, Jaiga, has a pepper boat. I don't know if you have a pepper boat.
Yeah, you can
take a little spicy.
Yeah,
so you can add your favorite pepper sauce to this concoction as well. You know, if it is you want light slight pepper, you're a medium kind of guy, I'm a medium pepper kind of guy. Your final product, as I said, that little touch of cream, and make sure you use heavy cream, guys. It gives it that kind of nice, luxurious type of feel when it hits your tongue and it hits your palate. So, time to serve up and on. This is corn soup, Copper Joe style. Nice serving. One more little thing.
Garnish business.
Garnish business. If you didn't tag with a little good garnish, sure. Tag with a little garnish.
But you're seeing thing, man. You're seeing thing.
I see thing. Huh?
Yes, boy, yes, look.
Nah, look at it. Yeah.
Right?
Look him.
Tell me.
Guys, just so you know, retail this is 280.
Like, could you understand? 200 US, just so.
Retail this is 200. That's all like, you know, retail this is 200, right?
Tell me what it's saying, Jaiga. Tell me what it's saying. I'm gonna get a little bit for time.
Let me sample it and see what it's saying here. Yeah, boy.
Here you go, buddy.
Thank you, Joe.
Not really saying things.
You see all the simple ingredients, sir?
Nah, boy. Nah, boy,
So this is not your ordinary after the fete kind of corn soup.
No, man, this
No,
could
it's
work
not-
too. This could work too.
I find this kind of bougie, yeah?
It's a little bougie.
Nah, this
It's a little bougie.
Yeah.
This little me feel like getting this on the side of the road, this little bougie. This
But
little bougie.
if couple Johnny side the road after the fete and I say, hey, all them come over.
Nah, this bougie. I no disrespect to everybody, but this have a little Caucasian, This is uptown. This is real uptown, eh?
We coming back on here. Try the recipe, cupofjoecaribbean.com. Time. We coming back. Share a Slice is brought to you by Kiss Desserts. Yes. Time to share a slice with the man Jaiga. I want to thank him for dropping by and sharing some time, having some fun with us. This is Carnival Tabanca in full effect on Cup of Joe. And Jaiga and I we were talking and really just saying, sometimes if you know, or if you don't know, you just don't know, you know. And the Carnival Tabanca, for those who know,
No, it's real.
it is
It's
real.
It's a living, breathing mechanism.
There's 2 years, you know.
Yeah, 2 years, and people don't understand the disconnect and the emotional baggage that it carries and the emotional displacement it did for a lot of people, because some people, outside of just earning money by Carnival, you have to understand that the whole conceptualization of Carnival and how it started from the days of slavery and what it really represents, it makes you know that it is a form of expression after a rough year and coming out to this kind of exhale. And people have not exhaled for 2 years.
Yeah.
And that is like anything else, like it's a pipe that doesn't have anywhere for the running water to go, so it's just plugging up. So for those of them who speak out of turn and say things like, you don't need it, and it's just revelry, and it's just nonsense on the streets and thing, well, I let them bask in their ignorance and pray for them. Some heavy Hail Marys. And not everything about Carnival is what people try to talk about, the jump and the wave and thing. When you're talking all the key players, there are people who survive off of, like somebody who will have created like a wire bender, or somebody who does fabrics, or somebody who creates gems, and they have not been able to sell a gem for the past 2 years. They have not been able to bend wire for the past 2 years. For me, that's how I look at it. But we here, we striving forward. My peers and myself, we've been working hard, doing what we have to do, because for me, it's passion. And when you're driven by passion, I always say that the byproduct of passion is always success. So when you continue doing something good like you've been doing Cup of Joe from the beginning to now, the byproduct of that is here. You didn't start in a beautiful space like this. So in a little cardboard box kind of vibe. So now you're nice. You actually have nice things. I'm so proud to come here, see a fridge with a water machine and thing. I remember the days we had a cooler.
Yeah, we had a cooler.
That's the byproduct of doing something and being passionate
Can we
about
share a
it.
slice? Because it's the kiss though.
What's this called?
This is a brownie cheesecake.
brownie
One of the Kiss Desserts selection. So for people like Valentine's is around the corner. So you can give your Valentine a wonderful kiss cake.
Fellas, if you get in trouble, just buy this. Trust me.
This makeup cake.
Yeah. It's your fault.
This makeup cake.
It's your fault, bro. Just buy one of these. It's your fault.
Blame it on me. Yeah, so one of the times at Kiss, we're sharing a slice with Jaiga. Jaiga, take me back a little bit, boy, because I was always amazed. I remember, and I said, what Jaiga, what I call it Jaiga, I said, what is he doing now? TC to Jaiga.
It was TC, Super Jaiga TC.
Super Jaiga TC. I said, what name you want? And then,
the transition to a TC is like, as I said, the government.
as your home name, Terran
Super
Khan.
Jaiga actually came off of, in my days as a song system. Every time I travel and come back and dress up a little nice, they say, like, oh, you don't like it, a new N-word.
Yeah.
So we can say that. And then Jay-Z at the time had, Jaiga, what's my name? So I just said, well, okay, I'll look at that. And he embraced, and I ran with it for a while. And when my daughter came, my first daughter, I remember one day going to pick up in school, she went to Holy Name, and in the foyer I was studying. Right, a big old man that's not them little channel, I'm calling me Super Jaiga. That didn't sound good. Something about that just wasn't rubbing me right. So then I started to do the back research and figure out what is Jaiga, because you know you had to be smart in this business. And it was dead, it was null at the time. So when people asked what Jaiga mean, I said love. So that's where the Jaiga came and it stayed there.
Moving into the soca realm though, for you it seemed a natural path, because I suppose in your radio days you would have been working with even Iowa George in the early days. So it almost seemed like a natural, or was it a natural path?
It's a natural progression. What happened, the reason why I started to sing, I always tell this story, is when we did Soca Star season 2, I remember Paul Richards was the one who told me, yo, you have a big show now, you're a big face of this thing, what next? How are you going to convince people that this thing is authentic and it's real? So I had to find a song for Fireball, who was the first winner, and for him, he was the only person that never got anything from Soca Star. And I remember picking up Fireball on Independence Square by Royal Castle, and I'll never forget it. And I really love R&B. Anybody who knows me personally know that my relaxed time is R&B. And I was playing Just In Case I Don't Make It Home Tonight, Wanna Make Love for the very first time. And that is when the melody came for This Girl of Mine, She's Always Teasing Me. And I wrote this song between there and St. James. And Fireball ended up with a hit song that was signed to Boxing Play a year after.
Yeah.
He had a lot of success. It was #3 in France on Billboard. It's one of the few songs out of Trinidad that did well. So that was me trying to tell Trinidad, well, okay, I'm not a fluke. The whole concept of Soca Star and me and the passion I have for it. And then I started taking time and traveling and going to BET, MTV, going behind the scenes, learning television production, learning all this thing, and hoping that Trinidad will accept it. By year 3, they still wasn't taken on. When Umi won, they were still saying I was garbage. So I sang a jingle, which is TC, your name calling, look at your panties, which was garbage. But it was so big, it was so big that it went to Soca Monarch finals without a verse. And it still wasn't taken on. So that's why I was forced to sing, make your bumper turn on your front line. You can sit that. They still didn't take that on. Then I come and I give them, mash up the speaker, but speaker, they still spit on me and still didn't take one. So I still
but it was that bad in terms of the reception? Because I mean, all those songs you talking to me there about,
they never accepted it.
It was relevant
it was very relevant in that marketplace at the time for the demographic, sorry, that I was catering for. It was very relevant. Then I come and give them a classic, which is Action, which is today 10 years old, and it's one of the biggest soca songs on the planet. That is on mine and Ben, and they still say. So you know your focus shift, and as I said, I got older. Life happened. I did Synergy TV Soca Star for 8 years. Out of that, I felt proud that I have contributed some of the greatest young talents to date. Out of that show came Voice, Second Star, Pretty, Irfan, Umi Makano, list goes on. Well, so many of them came out of the show. So you know, at least I felt as though, right, it was successful to that point where I gave the business what it needed.
I don't want to run out of time, but lots to talk about. The pandemic came, Jaiga, and I mean, I know how it affected the industry, the entertainment industry, and more so the soca industry. Talk to me personally, because I know a lot came out of the pandemic for you personally.
Yeah, for me, to say it as quick as possible, the pandemic was a blessing and a curse at the same time. The curse is the fact that it really damaged a lot of people financially, emotionally, but the blessing was it reset everybody. Me personally, I was fortunate to stumble upon an opportunity, and out of it came a book. I wrote a book called Everyday Lessons in Emotional Intelligence with a Dr. Amala. She actually did a dissertation on emotional intelligence, and we stumbled upon each other just in passing on social media. Started speaking back in 2019, ended 2019, and it really came into fruition 2020, 2021. The book went out on November 15 of 2021. I'm secondly on my second book, which is 22 questions women over 40 need to ask men they're interested.
So there's a second book here, right?
Yeah,
so
my
you
second.
literally
It's coming out on the second. Yeah.
You literally became an author during this period of pandemic.
2nd of April 2022, and in that process too, I finished and certified as in emotional intelligence and a certified coach, life coach, and currently pursuing mental health counseling degree.
Emotional Intelligence, the Caribbean Perspective.
Correct.
Available on?
It's available on all major book platforms online. I have no hard copy, sorry for that. Much love and kudos to Dr. Amala, that's the co-author. That's really my, my kind of private guru.
Right.
Person who reached out to me and really helped me along the way and learned a lot of stuff over the past 2 years.
There's one of the brothers that I've always said had a lot of time for listening to him on the radio, and you can find him now on 96.1.
Yeah, in the morning.
In the morning, the breakfast party. That's 6 to 9.
6 to 9
every morning. We had some fun. We went deep, and we want to go back out with some fun. One of the rhythms that I heard that I really like is that Audrey rhythm.
Yeah, Audrey,
and it has a little story with Kitch behind it.
Big story. Audrey, for those of you who don't know, that Sugar Boom Boom, Kitchener actually will be 100, would have been 100.
100 years this year.
2022 April.
Wow.
So his son decided to pay tribute because Audrey, for people who don't know, that was his dancer who eventually turned his wife.
Right.
Who's Kitchener's mother.
You see that Sugar Boom Boom rule that he's saying?
Yeah, you see now, I don't want to take, I don't carry that boom boom home. That boom boom want to go with me. So he take, not only he carried home, he married it and made a child.
Yeah.
You understand? That is Miss Green. So at the end of the day, and I think from what I heard in the pipeline, the government is planning a big tribute to celebrate and come out already the whole 100 year because it's the only soca or calypso song has ever gotten that kind of accolade.
Your track on the rhythm.
My track on the rhythm is all fictional.
You see that? Oh, good. Like, yes, I love fiction too.
Fiction, and just to solidify that it's fiction, it was written by Tony himself, Chinese Laundry and Zan. My input on the rhythm was there. That's a little vibe, a little vibe into the writing because this
You're not selling this fiction.
This year I was I poured 7 songs out of which 90% of them I wrote, so which is good.
Nice,
I'm back in a little mojo. I'm back writing again, so that's good. So yeah, old dog.
Take us out with it now, man. Thank you very much for passing.
Listen, men is always getting in trouble. It's just a misunderstanding. Hear me? What the hell I do? What the hell I do? Who upset you? Girl, I never lied to you. She calling me old dog, she calling me liar, she calling me cheater, and telling me I is the worst. A little lipstick on my collar, have me sleeping on sofa. You're taking this too far. You key on my car. What? I get in trouble. I get myself in trouble again. Hey. Yes, I. Let's love me better. Thanks.
Does he kiss my brother?
Yeah.
I just want to give you this. Hey. Happy Valentine's.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
The cake is done, so that means you're enjoying the chocolate brownie. Yeah?
So Kiss, I appreciate the cake.
Courtesy the folks at Kiss sharing a slice with the man TC No Jaiga.
Yes, I. You will know. Eating cake.